Let's fucking give her.
All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do, as soon as this goes live, I'll let you know. But I'm just gonna I'm gonna post it on our Facebook and stuff too. So what I'm gonna do, as soon as this goes live, I'll let.
Perfect.
All right. So I had to, you know what I had to
No,
do.
it's good. Absolutely.
Boom. Alrighty. Once we start getting, I don't even know where to see like how many people are watching. So as soon as I post this, we'll get going. Boys, how are you doing? How's your Monday doing?
It's Tuesday, brother.
Tuesday,
Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
I had a bunch of appointments today, but it went well. Baby's doing good. I got my tooth fixed and I got a new windshield today. So
there we go. All right.
Very
quite a day.
That's
quite a day.
Bro.
It's an
It
adult
is.
day off,
Heck of a
baby.
day.
All right. I'm about to post it on Facebook right now, boys, and we'll be willing here.
Hey yo.
There you go.
Wait till we get some followers here watching. I don't even know how many people are watching, to be honest with you. So
Beautiful.
we got 3 watchers.
Awesome.
Hey yo.
All right. Hold on. Let me just make sure it's live and we're gonna.
Says it's live.
Cool. Sorry. All right. Welcome to the new RDN Roller Show. I guess the video version of our podcast. Joined by the boys, Anth Merrigan and Kevin Dwyer. How the boys doing on this Tuesday?
Doing good. I mentioned earlier it was quite a day off, quite an efficient day off. Had a nice little 36-week ultrasound growth scan, and baby's doing great. I got my tooth fixed, and I got a new windshield today. So today's been quite the day.
Anth, how's Philly going?
That's a very adult day right there.
It is.
Philly's going good. I'm hurting, to be honest. I had the ice tournament this weekend. Still recovering. I played 5 games in 3 days of ice hockey, which is a lot different than doing it roller style.
I had a question. Like, I know you posted all over Roller Dad, but what is it? Oak 43?
43 Oak.
Okay.
So Checking for Charity is an ice hockey tournament for a bunch of different charities. So you play and you represent a charity, right? And our charity represents equality in hockey, right? So my friend Sean Grif runs it. Shout out to him. He ran an A, which is a pro team, the A division's pro-am, and then a B team. We played on the B team, obviously, because I'm not a pro ice hockey player by any means, but the A team had like Jeremy Brodeur on it, which is Martin Brodeur's son. And he actually gave us a nice little repost. So shout out to him, I guess, for giving us a repost on the save we posted of him. He was such a cool
Was
dude.
that on, didn't he make a save on Gadu?
Yeah, on Gaudreau. Yeah, on Gaudreau.
Yeah, you know.
Gaudreau.
Calm down. I'm the worst with
But yeah, he made a save on Gaudreau, and he played. Johnny Hockey was there. Trevor Zegers is there. Adam Fox. I mean, you're talking some like high-profile NHL players that played in this tournament. And he, I was talking to him about his dad's pads because my first goalie helmet was a Martin Brodeur helmet, actually. As being a Flyers fan, I know it's like a little sacrilegious, but I was talking, I was like, dude, your pads like were my first helmet. And he was just like talking to me about it. And he actually is now playing for Binghamton in the AHL. He just got signed. So congrats to him.
Nice. And that's the helmet that's got like, it's like black, white, and red. And it's got like kind of like the J of Jersey and
flames on the chin. So
iconic,
that was like my first
man.
helmet. Yeah.
Iconic, that helmet and Brodeur with that set. Just all his variations of the setups. Oh, that's so, yeah.
And that rink is the rink like we posted of, like they have a roller rink in the back of it, right?
So I did get some intel on that, not to go too long with it, but so I talked to the rink managers. I know a bunch of the people there from playing ice there for years. They actually used to hold a pie hot team out of there to the Philadelphia Growl. That rink's turned into the Wings practice facility now. So it's all turf, but there's a mini rink in the back that they do a lot of photo shoots on. They like during rookie camp for the Flyers, they do like 2-on-2 ball hockey tournaments and stuff like that. Just like it's small. It's not even blue line in, right? It's a really small rink. I was trying to get back there, but if you go to the rink, it's like impossible to get there. There's like, it's all blocked off and stuff like that. So unfortunately wasn't able to get that, but it's still pretty sweet. But that is the rink, Flyer Skate Zone in Voorhees.
Yeah. How I found it is I was watching, I think it was a Flyers draft day, like basically
Yep.
like their 24-hour setup.
That's
And
where they
there's-
did their war room.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, why are you using this roller rink as the war room? It's a roller rink. This isn't a
Yeah.
war room.
It's pretty sweet. Like Kay Atkinson did something there when he did his little video for the Flyers and stuff too. So
That's
it's been
awesome.
like kind of blowing up.
All right. Well, boys, let's kind of introduce our guests. We had a little shift around in the guests, but we still got 3. We got someone filling the spot for Ryan Perry and George Brown. They're not able to make it on this one. They're going to be on next week's, but we do got a NARCh Pro champion, Rob Chornomud. We also got Griffin Kluzek coming on. Kid played for like 20 teams this summer. And then Brendan Baumgartner. Did I say that right? Or did I screw his name up again?
Baumgartner. Yeah,
Okay.
Baumgartner.
Cool.
Bomber.
So, we got 3 guests.
AKA Bomber.
Wait, what was that?
AKA Bomber.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah. That's what everybody calls him. Bomber.
Nice. All right. Well,
Love
yeah.
Bomber.
So those are our guests coming up. We'll bring Rob up on probably like what, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get into some roller talk. Let's talk about some roller across the border over in Vancouver. They got a pretty unreal league. I know that some of us have been paying attention to the North Shore Inline Hockey League. Connor Bedard's playing in it. Kent Johnson, Angus Crookshank, Jake Christensen. I mean, all these kids play either AHL. Kent just got drafted into the NHL. So, they have an unreal league, and they had their championship over the weekend in a 3-game series where the Booze Bags, pretty sick name, versus the Great Guys who Connor Bedard and Kent Johnson are on. They had the championship game, and Bedard, Johnson, their team ended up winning. So, boys, what was your thoughts of getting to watch those games all season?
So I was actually, some of these scores, I don't know if you guys have checked this out. I went on the website. Some of these scores are absolutely wild. I saw a score that was 22-11, 20-10, 16-12. I mean, being goaltenders. Yeah, like boys, being goaltenders, I mean, you got to feel bad, right? For these tendies just getting shelled. But watching some of the live, Rob, I remember you sent us some of the YouTube stuff early on, and we were watching I think probably the first handful of games, and the league looks pretty sick. Like there's definitely high skilled. You mentioned Kent Johnson. He was a 5th overall pick this year for, in the NHL draft, right? Columbus's first round pick.
It's like the next.
And yeah, he's the next McJesus. So, you know what I mean? So it's like sweet that these kids are all playing roller up there. I mean, and you mentioned, I think Jake Christensen too, he's in the A, right? So he's in the Always Hungry. So it's awesome that these dudes are just playing roller in the summer. And that's what it seems like this league's built around, is them taking a break from ice. And I'm sure they're training in ice and stuff, but being able to have some fun and play roller. And like I said, these scores kind of show that they're absolutely having fun, with these football-esque scores.
Yeah.
Well said. No, well said for sure. Little side note, little story. I had a guy call my rink the other day.
Love it.
I had a guy call my rink the other day, and he was asking, I think he was asking about session times and birthday party kind of stuff. And again, hockey kind of came up because that's a part of everything we do at the rink. And he was like, oh, so you know hockey pretty well, you coach it and stuff. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not going to sit here and say, I know everything about hockey, but he's like, tell me, he's like, I'm an authentic card collector. He's like, tell me who is the next Michael Jordan and LeBron James of hockey? Cause he wants to get a card of somebody. So
cards are hot right now.
I said Bedard, and he's like, well, is he going to be, the league MVP? And I'm like, look, I don't know, but Connor McDavid was supposed to be, and they haven't won a cup, and it's going on 6-7 years. So I mean, I said, hockey's a little different than those sports, but at the same time, this kid played in an 18 under tournament, and he's what, 16?
He just turned 16. I think
he turned 16, 15 at the tournament.
I believe
15
so.
at the tournament where he just lit it up. And it's that regardless of, obviously there's generational talents before him, but I had a lot of confidence in telling this gentleman that that's the card you should look for. So it's so cool that a guy like that is putting a place like Vancouver and British Columbia on the map for roller hockey.
Also,
Go
shout
ahead.
out to Dylan Williams. He's the guy that's behind the scene. He's the one that did the league. He's the one that created the league. I know he's a ref. He's played too, but he's the one that's the man behind that league. So he's done very well getting these players to play inline. I mean, how do you get like the next, generation star to play inline? And he's gotten those kids to be doing that. So that's, huge kudos to him too.
Back in Toronto in like 2013, McDavid was supposed to play and Schromm played. I think DeBrincat might have played. McDavid was supposed to play at NARCh in Toronto.
No way.
He was supposed to.
I think I remember hearing that.
And it was like Boyarski had a connection between this and that because Strome was on that Outcast team or what, like they had all Reebok jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
But McDavid, it was rumored he might be playing, but he didn't. But still, it's like it's insane that in Canada there is kind of like that possibility of these guys at these young ages. They're like, yeah, like.
Well, I mean,
I'll put the wheels on.
And that leads us into like the next tournament we're going to talk about is the Anchor Cup right down the road from this league. We're going to talk to Bomber a little bit more about it because he played in it. But the Anchor Cup featured a pretty highly studded star in the NHL, Jake Virtanen. He was playing over the weekend. And let me pull up the stats real quick. 18 points in 4 games. Not bad. Pretty sick, though. You had Jake Virtanen. Matt Gard was playing. Matt Herder.
Bomber.
Yeah, Nolan Dyke.
Shout out Herds.
Yeah, then the other Virtanen. And so you have some names up there too playing there. So it's just cool to see that Canada Rollers still playing, even though that I know they're more locked down than we are here in the States. So it's sick to see. But we're going to talk more about that with Bomber. What else? Oh, registration for the Pacific Cup. Pacific Cup finals are coming. This is the last week to do it. I believe August 25th is the final date. Pacific Cup is also looking for more pro teams as well. I believe it's a cash prize event for the pro division. So if you're interested, I would reach out, go on to Pacific Cup. It's obviously through NARCh. So so we can find it. What else do we got? Oh yeah. All tournaments. If you're looking for tournaments, go onto our website, rollerdadnews.com. Under events, you'll see them all. If we missed one, just send us a DM. We'll get it up there as fast as we can. Boys, do we have anything else? Does tournament have the link or do I need to send it to him?
I sent it to him. I think he's thinking a little around like 6:25ish, but he'll probably send the invite here in a minute.
Oh, that's fine. Something else to talk about real quick. Bethel University, they're having a recruit week, October 8th through the 11th for their team for NCRHA coming back. So if you guys have any, what was that?
I like that. Like that's a cool thing for a school like that's got a roller club or roller hockey club to do.
They have
their own. I like that.
They have their own facility as well too. So
sweet,
they have a rink dedicated to the roller team, which is pretty sick.
Have we heard anything about NCRHA? Like, is there projected start dates and stuff? I know like around here, they just started talking about it.
I haven't heard anything. I mean, we could reach out and definitely talk to them, but honestly, it just depends on the schools as well in these different cities, I'm assuming. So
yeah, I know like, with the lockdowns and stuff, it's probably unknown, but
yeah, I mean, also a little shout out to Kev's alum. Lindenwood got a nice floor, the steel mat.
Nice new steel mat floor over at Queenie Park, Midwest Sports Hockey, Midwest Sports Complex. Perry Turnbull.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with, I know a lot of people know Travis Turnbull, but like Perry Turnbull, like look him up if you're not familiar with him. He was in the same draft as Ray Bork, and he had a lot of points until like he got injured. Like he was a young stud in the league. Yeah. Look up Perry Turnbull. Shout out to Ryan Darnheim for that fact. That like NHL like 2 weeks ago posted the draft year that he was in, and like Perry got skipped over because he was number 2 overall and Bork was like 4. And they put up points, and Darnheim's like such disrespect to PT, like just a St. Louis guy, like loving a St. Louis Blue and stuff.
You always defend those people.
Yeah, but Perry runs, Queenie Park and Midwest Sports Hockey and stuff, and he's the one who got the new floor in, the new steel mat floor there, and it looked good. It looked good. It's bright.
Taking over steel mats.
Yeah,
It is.
that's. I
It
mean,
is. It's made
mean,
its impact on American soil.
what was that?
It's made its impact on American soil.
It has. It definitely has. All right, let's do a little ad read before we bring a tournament on real quick. I know, Kev. I know you wanted to give a little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll
You
hop
wanted to
in
give
here.
one from the heart,
Look,
right?
I'm
No
gonna
pressure,
put this
bud.
one just right over here, right in front
What
of the
flavor
camera.
you got, mint?
I got mint, man.
Dude,
And then I'm gonna do this too.
Where's mine?
I know it's backwards, but look at that. That says it all right there.
Perfect.
This stuff, I always threw them in the top, and just like a couple days ago, I threw them in the bottom and was like, "Whoa, that's like having a legit like chew pouching." Like, and I don't want to like deter people from it. It gives you like that little kind of like a little sting a little bit, I guess you could say, but it also, again, it's nicotine free, it's tobacco free. That was my biggest thing, like chewing and then doing Zen. It was just like, man, I like it, but like with the Zen, it's just nicotine. Like it's just nicotine, you know? And it's like, oh God, like, why am I relying on that? And these things right here, again, I'm gonna put them up here. Canna Dips, man, they're the best. They got some cool blue dream thing coming out.
I saw that.
I don't know if that's I'm
strictly
intrigued.
CBD, strictly CBD.
Yeah,
I'm
strictly
intrigued.
CBD.
It's CBD. The ingredients are on the back, and you can read them, and not one of them says nicotine of any sort or tobacco of any sort. And for
Or
guys
THC, no THC either.
Nope.
and I know that you enjoyed the Canna Dips leading up to the summer. I listened to that last episode here earlier today, and you were mentioning that, you know, Roller
It helped
Dad
me
News
kick it.
gets you a 20% off discount
The old discount.
promo code.
Yeah.
So yeah, these guys, it is so cool that we are partners with Canna Dips out of Humboldt County in California. They're the real deal. Seriously, try them out. Go to the website, Roller Dad News promo code, get you 20% off. And weirdly enough, I still buy them in gas stations because it's just like you grab. But yeah, they're making their way in gas stations too, and it's all CBD. It's just hemp and CBD in this pouch that you put in. And I don't even have one in yet, and I'm gonna put one in right now.
We're in, buddy.
Because this stuff, I might throw 2 pouchers in. You know,
the guy who one of the guys who run the Instagram DM'd me the other day, and I never noticed this, Kev. I don't know if you have. You know, the back actually peels away, and then there's more information underneath. And if like for those people who may be a little bit hesitant about the CBD stuff, this actually gives you all of the, I guess you would say, instructions, dosings, all that kind of stuff. So these guys are, as we would say in the hockey community, dialed in, you know, and into what they're doing. And he was saying that, you know, just to, I give our community a little shout out as well. Like it's done really well through our community. So there's been a bunch of people who've purchased it and stuff. So thanks to everybody for helping kick the chew as I did, right? It's completely changed me. And as Ked said, it's just one of those things where he's finding out new things about Canna Dips every day, dropping a bottom bomber in instead of the top bomb.
You want to live a long time and, you know, Grizz and
throwing a
Zen
Canna
and all
Dip
that stuff. Throwing a Canna Dip if you want to live a little longer. All right.
Well, let's do a couple more ad reads, and then tournament's been in the waiting room for a little bit. So you want to do a Fuel Hunt one real quick?
Yeah, so obviously rocking the Fuel Hunt gear right here. The cool thing about Fuel Hunt for me is that they are family owned and operated. So they were basically founded with like one thing in mind, right? Restore dignity and hard work. We praise Rob all the time for the amount of hard work he does. Kev, same thing. We're always working hard on Roller Dad News. That's why we found them to be a great partner for us. But Rob's talked about it. Kev, I know you got the shirt as well. I think it's one of those shirts that when you wear, it's not only comfy, but it like makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Like you kind of look like, you know, beefed up in a little bit and stuff. So it's cool to have, you know, I think like 80% of my wardrobe at this point is like Fuel Hunt stuff. So now they're getting into bags, shaker bottles, all sorts of other stuff too, that is just aside from the clothing. Their women's line is growing huge. So for all the, you know, women hockey players in our community, definitely go check out their stuff. Again, we do have to drop the line for the discount code. It's just Roller Dad. That'll save you 20% off on your orders. And it used to be one of those saved on your first order. Now it works on every order that you do, 20% off by using discount code Roller Dad.
Word.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Last little ad read before we bring Rob Tournament on of Pama Labeda Golden Knights. Marsblade. So I did a lot of work with them out at State Wars, just, helping them do some interviews and stuff. Got to spend a lot of time around Joe Cook, the man. He's awesome. He was there the whole 2 weeks grinding away. And it was cool to see. It was cool to see Marsblade product there and just seeing the kids excited about it. The kids are going up, watching the video, checking it out. So yeah, it was awesome to see. I'll give you a little ad read though. Not that good at these, so we'll see how these go. What separates the Marsblade from other skates is the patent flow motion technology. It creates a unique rocker that enables all 4 wheels to stay in contact with the surface longer to improve all aspects of skating, included increased power and speed, as well as better grip and control. The rocker can also be customized according to players' skating and style. We got Grif coming on later. He used the Marsblade, so we'll talk to him more about that as well. But I saw a ton of players using the Marsblade. I think probably at least 2 or 3 players on almost every team had the Marsblades, I'd say. So it was pretty cool to see the impact that they have on roller right now as well.
The way I think about it is like 4 or 5, 6 years ago, like you would see their little thing set up over in HB on like the tiny little rink next to like the little dojo and like the trophy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And they had a little skating area too.
And people were checking that out then, and like people then liked it. And then you heard a lot of people kind of say like, like that rocker's so heavy, like it doesn't feel right, this and that. Well, this is number 3. This is their 3rd one, or
I think so.
second.
Yeah, the R1 though.
Think about the funding and the R&D and the technology and just all the time they're putting into kind of like where they're at now. So like if you're an ice hockey player or a guy who plays a lot of ice and plays a little bit of roller, if you're a roller player who wants to kind of get like a step and a feel like for ice and just that extra jump, like this is the product. I mean, this is the product, and in a way, like it's kind of changing the game in a sense, So like it's pretty amazing what Marsblade's doing. Austin Matthews donated a whole bunch of money, and now the roller community is fortunate enough to have Joe Cook lined up in that company, and it's kind of becoming like a nice little marriage right now.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And when you see, and they got their own team, you see someone like Pat Maroon wearing the skate too as well. So I think that can attest for itself. So, all right, boys. Well, let's bring on Rob Chornomound, NARCh Pro champion. Should I say coach Rob Chornomound? We made him wait for so long. So
we did.
Oh, there he is.
Feel bad.
There he is in the office again. Love it.
How's it going, Rob?
What's going on, boys?
Sorry for
making you wait so long.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry to make you wait so long after we put you on the spot to hop in so quickly.
That's right, man. I get it. Things happen.
Did you just get done with a workout or what?
What was that?
You just get done pumping some iron, doing a little CrossFit or what?
No, not today, but I got a few workouts out in the factory, so it kind of made up for it. So
good deal.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring you on, talk to you about the little summer run. I know you guys went over to Spain, played in the Sparta Cup, played NARCh, won the NARCh Pro Championship, and we kind of like to highlight on that. First, congratulations winning the NARCh Pro Championship. We haven't really got to interview you since then. So going into NARCh Pro, the NARCh Pro Championship, what did you guys expect? The finals. Did you guys, what was in your mind? Obviously, you guys want to win, but on paper, seeing these other teams, what did you guys expect?
Obviously, you got a loaded tournament. You got Black Ice there, Roadrunners there, Marsblade there. So it's your I think tougher than normal West Coast NARCh tournament, but at the same time, we felt going into this year that the right pieces of the puzzle kind of came together by the ads that we had early on. And I really felt good about what was going to happen this summer. You went to Sparta, like you mentioned, but we were short a couple guys. So it was kind of rough up there because you're playing, these short tournaments with no timeouts, they just play straight through one period and you're just playing a long game and with with a short bench, it made it a little rough. So, the guys still battled. We finished 3rd, I think, there. But going into the summer where we had all our pieces, we were really pumped about the opportunity to really show, what we believed we had and actually have it, transfer to the floor.
Rob, I want to touch on something that was a little different look for you guys this year was the goaltending with Clay and TNT. So you guys kind of had like a 1A, 1B scenario. Can you talk about how that came to fruition with Clay, and then what your mindset is, who you're starting, because when you're going back and forth between the goalies, right? It's one of those things where I'm assuming it's going to be a coach's decision.
Yeah, and it was all summer long. We brought Clay in to kind of challenge for that spot. So, for the most part, I figure we would have two goalies that, depending how they were playing, we could, give a team a different look at any given time, as well as, whoever had the hot hand, roll them through and hopefully, pull championships down based on whoever was feeling it.
So when you guys I guess shifting gears now to kind of Pama Pro, you guys had the same exact roster look. But you guys got to play in a little different environment. I say a bigger rink. Do you think playing in a bigger rink benefits your team, or do you guys like to play in a more traditional roller rink?
I think a bigger rink opens it up for us, just because I think we have a lot of skilled players. I think we have, if we have more space, opportunity to create space, I think it opens it up for a lot more one-on-one opportunities. So I definitely think it plays into our team, to be able to expose certain teams. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that, capitalize on those opportunities too. So I think it plays into a lot of teams' game plans. But for us in particular, I think it works to play on a bigger floor.
You guys were, I guess your group collectively, they play a lot of beach hockey. They've been fortunate enough to befriend a guy who just inked a nice little 2-year deal, Max Comtois. I mean, can you just kind of talk about, I think everybody sees what he does on the rink. Can you kind of talk about what he's like and kind of what that brings to your team off the rink?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Max has been a great ad just from a, person, teammate, vibe guy in the locker room, vibe guy on the bench. It's just, he's somebody who's acclimated, slid right into the team, has fit into the team like as if he's been part of us for, the last 10 years. And, everybody loves him on and off the floor. And he's just been a guy, like I said, impossible not to like, but he's just a total fit for our club and our team based on how well he gels with everybody.
He just looks like he's having fun all the time. Like, he just looks like he's having a good time, like taking in where he's at. And it just looks like a great meshing that came to fruition for you guys.
Yeah. And it is. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a guy who never grew up playing roller hockey. So roller hockey is 100% new to him. And I think that's exactly it. Like, he just has a ball doing it. Like, it's fun, and at the end of the day, I think you forget that he's only 22 years old. So it's like, he looks much older than you would think he is. And, he's just really a big kid at heart. And, he's getting out there, you'll see him out doing sullies on the beach and just, he's taking it all in. Like, he loves it. And he's just one of the guys. So when he's out there, he's not thinking about, who I am, 8 months out of the year. I'm just one of the guys having a great time with the guys. And like I said, he fits right in. He's a great teammate, and just a total positive vibe guy in the room.
Going into that Pama Pro Championship, I mean, that atmosphere was, the Pama Pro
Electric.
Championship. That atmosphere was just insane. What was it like for you guys? Like, in the locker room before you guys are about to go out, what was that like playing in that and before?
Yeah, I mean, we've come close a bunch of times in the semis, and we just seem to always, hit a hurdle, something that just keeps us from getting through to the big game. I think this year we all felt like this is our year. This is the year we're getting it done, and we got the horses to do it. And I think everybody had that feeling like this is it. This is our time. We're going to make this happen. And it was a real good feeling. Like, you could just embrace there wasn't any nervous energy. It was just a positive, like, we've got this. Everybody felt like, going into it, it was our time.
Yeah, I think what was pretty cool about the final in general is that you had all the younger snipers kids there, and then all the younger Pama kids there as well. So you kind of had like a really good feel in the crowd. Like every time you scored or they scored, the place lit up, not just for, just like, oh, that was a sick goal, but like there were actual fans for both organizations in the crowd. And from being there and filming it for like RDN from the stream purpose, I thought that was so good for the game to have that experience and have the kids there, because they are the future generation of the sport. So did you guys, I know you guys, were cheering the kids on as well. How much of it like did that bring to the table as well? Like having like actual fans there?
Actually, the first summer where we've had that like junior program running underneath us, and I thought it was just the best thing that we could have ever created, between Dan Costanza and his Illinois Roller Hockey League boys coming on board with the NARCh program. Like, it just took the feeling of being there and seeing the kids just get excited to see the guys, and vice versa. The guys get behind, jumping in for the kids, before a game. And it was something that I would like to see more of, because I think there's just there's something we're all missing out on by not having a lot more of that, potential future farm structure set up to where,
Exactly.
kids have an end game, opportunity to be able to say, hey, I'm tied into this organization, and hopefully one day, I'm skating out there, under the lights with the big boys. And, having that for both the snipers and for our program with the Golden Knights, I just think it's something that you can't put enough emphasis on, that everybody should be looking at doing that. If you're running a pro program, that you should be building a youth program underneath it.
Absolutely. And I guess you're right. You see it. The two teams in the Pama Pro Championship have youth organizations, from 6U all the way and up. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see, especially the fans. I mean, the fans just give it so much more energy and just adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, agreed.
You went over to Spain. We've already said that. California, St. Louis. What was your favorite moment this whole summer?
You know what? I think it would be like a collective, State Wars NARCh because we won it. State Wars because we felt we were going to win it. And even down to the, final seconds, there was never a doubt in my mind that we were going to tie that game up and it was going to go to overtime. So even though we were, battling at the end of the State Wars final game, we were battling all the way to the final seconds, but also, there was never a doubt, I think, in anyone's minds that we were going to tie it. We're going to come back here. Like, it's just, like I said, the positive energy on the bench and with the guys was just, it's something we haven't had, built into our program in quite some time. And I don't know that it's ever had this same, like, the culture's changed. You can kind of feel it and understand that the guys really want to be there. They want to play for each other, and they appreciate, the opportunity that they all feel that we all have right now, which is there's a lot of tread left on the tire right now with the program and with the team. And there's an opportunity for this team to pull down multiple championships in the years to come.
Is there something that you could like put your finger on? Like, that's the reason why we have such a good culture right now, or this is why this group's just playing so well. I mean, Kev said it earlier, that beach hockey, like, you just see your team there every Saturday, and just like, you just get chemistry and you just get the good vibes, and the boys just become the boys. And that's the biggest thing I think about hockey is, just getting that vibe. Is there something that you can put your hand on that's like, hey, maybe this is the reason why we're gelling more?
I mean, you said part of it, obviously beach hockey, and the more you're hanging out with a group, I think the better off it is. And we do get to see, 90% of our crew, on the weekly. And I just think it's the perfect timing of actually having the right mix of guys. It's just everyone brings something to the table that ultimately allows you to know that every little piece is contributing to the chemistry on and off the floor. And it's just, I think we're fortunate that the right 14, 15 guys are part of the team right now, because everyone contributes one way on and off the floor that makes it special.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, you have a lot of guys who play their roles really well. As you know, you have guys that, hey, if you're a defensive defenseman, he's hanging back, eating pucks. And if you have a guy who's a scorer, he's going out there scoring the big time goals. So I think, you were probably part of the two most exciting games in the whole summer, which was the NARCh final and the Pama Pro final. So,
Yeah.
Kudos to you for the work that you put in. Obviously, everyone respects you in the sport, but, from our perspective, you're really doing it the right way, I guess you would say, with the youth organizations all the way up.
Yeah. Like I said, I really, you never really realize how much that impacts it till you see it the way it went down this summer. And just seeing that, I just think that, it's kind of a shame we didn't get on this earlier and really, figure this out years ago, because I think it'll be good for everyone involved for years to come.
What do they say? The best is yet to come.
I believe somebody says that. Yes.
There you go, Rob.
That would be number 5. The best is yet to come.
Number 5.
And we're true believers in it.
Oh, I
Kev,
got one too. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead before we let him go.
Yeah, before we let you go, there's a lot of people revere him as, kind of sneakily one of the undercover like bests in the game. I mean, you get to see him play every game. Can you just kind of touch on what Ollinger brings to your team? Like, I mean, on the rink, the IQ on him, it's just it just doesn't kind of get brought to light enough. And he is such a pivotal part of, your team and everything. Can you just kind of tell us what you see game in, game out from Brett?
Well, he's getting a little long in the tooth. We weren't even sure if we were going to hang on to him this year, but we decided, okay, we'll give him another year here and see how things go. No, but I mean, you said it. I mean, this kid is, the unsung hero. I mean, you watch him play, and until you really put eyes on him to understand what he does every shift, whether it's contributing to the play offensively, creating a breakout, jumping in to score big goals, but, man on man, he doesn't get beat. I mean, he's a kid that's, his IQ is off the chart. We came up with a nickname, the Golden Jet in Spain. So we've been just giving it to him all summer, and it's been funny because, he's, I think embraced the name a little bit, because he's that guy who's, never going to be the limelight guy, doesn't want it, doesn't care to have it, but you watch him play and there's nobody more deserving of it because, game in, game out, I don't know that you have a better proven guy on the floor that just, what you have, what you get, and he never disappoints. I mean, it's I'm fortunate to have him on our squad because he's a hell of a player and a great teammate.
It's just seamless for him, and I think it was a pretty big goal in the semifinal against the Roadrunners. I think JT had it down low and he threw it back like through the slot to Oli, and Oli kind of walked in and then moved it over to the wing, and I think it was to Travis, and I think Travis just buried it. But it was George had to pull the replay back up and say, like, look at this hockey IQ on display and get it, show the whole play again. And it was just like, oh my gosh, man, like from the play JT made to Ollinger, just across to the guy who's going to finish 9 times out of 10. Oli's a specimen. He's a special player. So I just wanted to get your perspective on him a little bit. And that's it's like you said, quite a tool to have in your bag for sure.
Yeah, and he's that kid you look at, you see him walking around and he just plays so much bigger than he looks. I mean, you see him out there, he's probably, 160 pounds, 65 pounds soaking wet, but he plays like he's 230 pounds of, just grit defenseman that's never going to get beat. And like I said, just he skates effortlessly. He just defensively shuts down who you got, and you just never see him get beat. And like I said, it's the guy you always want to have on your team, and we're just fortunate that we have him on ours.
Absolutely. I mean, Kev said it right. I mean, he's like one of the best. I mean, you said unsung heroes there is, his hockey IQ, it's through the roof. And it's unreal to watch him play too, because he's kind of, I'd say, unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do. He could bury it or dangle. So he's a fun player to watch.
Yeah, and I think he led the team in scoring, and I think at NARCH and might have at State Wars too. Like it's he really stepped
Sneaky.
up his offensive game this summer too, which it's always been there, but he definitely took advantage of the teams that overplayed Travis Jr. situation because it would open up his opportunities.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Rob, we appreciate you joining last minute. I know it was a last minute thing to hit you up, but we really do appreciate you coming on, and we'll have to get you back on again soon.
No, I appreciate you guys as well. You guys do an awesome job, and great seeing you guys this summer. You know, the guys, I know all appreciate what you guys do on being able to get things live when things aren't live, and just, all you do for roller hockey. The world appreciates it.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
All right,
you, Rob.
guys.
Good to see you,
No
man.
problem.
Yeah,
Hey,
Thanks,
great
Rob.
seeing you guys as well. Take care.
you too. All righty, boys. I think next we got who? Is that Grif?
Yeah,
Big
We got
Griff?
Mr. Dangles.
Mr. Dangle's coming up real quick. Show's just buzzing along real quick. Let's bring on Mr. Dangles coming here.
Hey, big shout out to Ra. He came on very short notice.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
look
wow.
at
Big
Griff.
flex.
Lickety
What a
split there,
flex.
There we go. Big Griff.
A flex.
Oh.
Wow,
What?
Griff.
Dude, I
Wow.
love it, Griff. Where's the jersey?
Roller Dad News.
Oh,
there
there
we
we
go.
go.
You want to hear
There we
something
go.
funny? And we're not doing it. Rob and I, we hopped on the Zoom. We were the first two on the Zoom, and we both had our tie-dye shirts on. And
felt
Ant
left
hopped
out.
on, and Ant was like, well, that's kind of messed up. So Rob went and changed. But,
I
Griff
almost
represented
wore that
well.
shirt too.
Dude,
But-
that'd have been hilarious.
It would have been good.
Griff,
What's
how's
up,
it going?
Griff?
It's going good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're buzzing along. When do you start? You're a senior in high school, right? Going into a senior year?
Yep, going into it. Yeah,
Nice. When do you start?
tomorrow.
Way to
Tomorrow.
make me feel old.
Jeez. You pumped for your senior year?
Not really.
What?
Just something that's
Dude,
happening.
it's the best year. It's
Something
the
that's
easiest year of
happening.
high school. It's the easiest year of high school.
More focused on roller.
There we go. Do you guys have a roller team there? High school league?
No, we don't.
Maybe create that.
Maybe.
Got your own
right,
brain.
right within the
That's
last
big
year, he's
now.
just gonna spin up a roller team. I
All right.
love
Well,
it.
Griff, we wanted to bring you on here to talk to you about, this summer, especially Team Futures experience. I know you played with them. How was that? Can you kind of give us your experience playing with the Team Futures? I know that was a pretty big deal for you, and it was pretty cool to see for just pro roller hockey, seeing a new team like that.
Yeah, it was a blast to play with them. I mean, it's pretty cool because we were all young. Like most teams have one or two young guys, but this is a full team of young guys. And I think we really did impress some people, especially coming out first game against Black Ice we only lost by 1 goal. And I think it was just something new and something that was interesting, especially because I never knew what was happening going into the tournament. And I think our team, our results even impressed myself.
What was the vibes in the locker room, between the boys? I mean, you guys haven't really played with each other. Some of you guys have, but kind of a lot of new faces around. What was that vibe like around the locker room?
I think everyone mostly just kind of talked to their friends, but everybody got along. Everybody had fun, messed around. Coaches came in, kind of made it more serious, but
Who
just
who is
any
who
other
is taking
team.
more of the reins, Peter or Tim?
Definitely Tim.
Definitely Tim.
What can you tell us a little bit about one of my former teammates with the USA program, Kripper? I know he was kind of like the savvy vet of the team,
Papa
right?
Bear.
Papa Bear.
Yeah, he definitely was our captain of our team, and I'd almost call him a player coach a little bit at some points. He helped me personally understand our plays a little bit more, and he always gave a locker room speech before and after. So he helped out a ton.
He's a
And you
great
need that,
veteran.
especially
great
with
He's
leader.
my man, dude.
all young
Love that
guys.
guy.
Well, so what was it like to have someone like him on the team? Then you also had Eddie, right, from Wisconsin.
Yeah, Eddie Matsushima.
Yeah. So what was it like to have kind of 2 older guys on the team, and then the rest young? Was it a pretty good mix?
Yeah, I think it was a good mix because those guys help calm down the younger guys and bring some experience because I think they both have played before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really helps everyone, all the younger guys, play better and learn from the older guys.
Especially having someone like Cripper around. His hockey IQ is just through the roof. He's there to help. He wants to help everyone. Everyone he talks to, he wants to help. So I thought he was a perfect fit for that team, kind of being a captain and a leader for that team.
Yeah, me too.
What
Now-
do you think of your guys' uniforms?
I thought they were pretty cool. Mine didn't fit me too well, but
Griff,
definitely
you're like
Okay.
6'2". What are you talking
Yeah, you're
about?
like 6'1".
yeah,
Was it
my
too
pants
small?
were like halfway up my shin pads, but
Buddy,
I was a
you're
big fan
saying
of the
they're pretty
white
cool.
ones.
You got 2 pairs of pants, 2 jerseys, and a pair of gloves.
Gloves, yeah.
They're
dude.
pretty thick.
Come on.
And your stick almost matched your jerseys. I mean, how much more perfect could it get, dude? So,
I was a big fan of the white uniforms. After looking back at the pictures,
they're
those
pretty
ended
sweet.
up looking pretty clean.
So
Well,
Griff,
go ahead, Rob.
I would say so. Griff, you played like on what 10 teams out there at State Wars?
Yeah, 4.
4. Like, what was that experience like? I mean, I was out there for like 16 days. I think you were out there just as long as I was.
He
What
may
was
have
it
been out
like
there
when-
longer.
Yeah, I think he was.
Griff's
was it
still
like-
out there, actually.
In the hotel room. What was that experience like? I mean, you got to play the Juggernauts, juniors, and senior AA, right?
03's Juggernauts and Senior AA.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, and Pama Pro.
Oh.
No.
What was your favorite division
Definitely Pama Pro.
other than Pama Pro?
Well, probably Juggernauts because that's where we made it the farthest. But going between divisions, it was so weird because like my team was so much different in each division. The competition was different in each division. I was using 2 different pucks, which wasn't easy.
That's
Think
true.
about
Yeah.
that. Do you prefer one puck over the other now that you've used both?
I don't know. I like both for different things. I think the still match slides a little bit better, but think I can like the rocket puck comes off my stick better. I think though.
You
But-
just think you can dance better with the rocket puck. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm more of a shooter.
More of a
Okay.
sniper?
Yeah, but when I played 03s using the rocket puck, I was so used to the heavy puck that all my shots were like 3 feet over the net.
Oh, kid, calm down on the weights there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have made 2 different sticks for the different pucks, dude.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
what
say
is it
different
thinking about?
flexes, different curves. Come
Well,
on, Griff.
speaking of, kid, you got a nice little plug behind you. Go ahead, give us a little duck so that everybody at home can see. Griff, you're making your own sticks now, dude. Like that's pretty amazing for a kid who's not even out of high school is making his own sticks. I mean, I don't know where you're printing them out of. I'd imagine China or somewhere like that. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, dude, you're like 17 years old and you're making your own sticks already. Like, kind of tell us about that process and how that started coming to fruition. What was your motivation? I mean, it's impressive, dude.
Yeah, so last year during school, I had tons of free time because I was strictly online and our classes, we didn't even go all class every day. So I just started
You
looking
didn't go
into
to class.
like I went to class, it was just short class, but I started looking into different kinds of businesses. And then this was really something I always wanted to do, have my own hockey brand. But I've always been like passionate about sticks. Like I've always had a bunch of different brands, curves, models. So then I eventually, after not too long, I learned where I could get sticks from and create my own models of sticks. Then it eventually just came to fruition and had my own sticks. It actually turned
Well,
out
like-
pretty good.
Like, who did you like have to like hit certain people up? Like, did you just all of a sudden stumble upon a factory in China and you called them and you're like, I'm Griffin Kluzek. Like, I want sticks. Like, how did that happen?
Here's my
Give us
logo.
a couple details, kid.
Mr.
It
Dangles.
actually was kind of like that, but over email. But I
But he
tried like
referred to
6
himself as
different
Mr.
factories
Dangles.
before I picked one for my brand. I just
Okay.
ordered like I found out how to find a bunch of factories and ordered samples of every factory, and then picked one, made a few specifications like adding a stiffer blade, and then that's how the
So
grip.
you got down to the details, to like the blade, to like the weight of the stick, to you had
yeah
a say in everything, right? Of the fully customized.
fully custom.
And
Okay.
and you have a couple pros using it too, right? Like who else is using the stick aside from, people that buying them from you?
Yeah,
Rob Woods.
Obviously you.
Rob Woods was using one.
I mean,
Cody Keller had one. Bryson Johnson used his for a few games. Tyler
Paul Linder?
Spezia has one. Paul Linder had one.
Yeah.
I think he broke a few sticks during the tournament, and then I had all
I
Dude,
was
my
like,
sticks
yo,
Speeds
there.
ya?
I got some sticks in the back, dude. I got some sticks in my trunk. Let me go get you some.
Griff.
That's pretty accurate how he ended up with the Grif stick, but
So about your Grif sticks, can you kind of explain about like what sets your stick different from, these other two I have over here? Like I know there's a mid kick and a low kick, correct?
yeah, they both are very similar besides the kick point, but they have an 18K carbon fiber, and they both weigh in at only 375 grams. And the main thing that sets them different is that's such a light stick at a low price.
So
Like-
where can people find these sticks and how much are they?
You could find them at griffhockey.com, and they're $179.99.
Nice
Good deal.
domain. Wow.
You
Good
got
for
the domain too, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Good for you.
Freshly
And-
registered on GoDaddy.
So they come in, this is like a blue one, but they also come in a red, correct? Where the blue is?
Yeah, the blue is the mid kick and the red is the low kick.
Yeah. Those are nice sticks. I use it. I love it. I love this stick.
When are you making goalie sticks?
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
So when do we make a
I'm
goalie
not
stick?
sure about goalie sticks. I don't know anything about them. Is my issue.
Come on,
All
don't
right.
be one dimensional.
You have two.
We have
two
3
people to
goalies
test
you're
from that.
talking to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't be
technically.
one dimensional. You got to be entrepreneurial, man. You got to figure this out and do a little
Griff,
research.
Griff, I have a cool question here. Where's my stick at? You're talking up these
If
sticks.
you're
I mean-
hassling them, buy one. Go
I
buy one.
coach
Boys.
kids.
Support
I'm
the
just kidding with
company.
you.
Your stick's ready, just waiting for you to click purchase at griffhockey.com.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear.
There we go, Griff.
True salesman.
There we go. So are you do you bring these sticks to any tournaments, or if you go to tournaments, do people can they hit you up before to maybe bring them, or how can they get them other than going online? Do you bring them at all to any tournaments?
Yeah, I plan in the future to do sponsor booths at tournaments. But if somebody wants to buy a stick from Griff Hockey and doesn't want to pay shipping, and there's a tournament coming up, they can just hit me up in the DMs and I'll bring them their stick so they can avoid the shipping cost.
Perfect. That's
Griff, this is a complete compliment. In the last like 2.5 years, you've really like enhanced your skill and your ability. Like seriously, you're playing in Pama Pro now. Like that's kudos to you. What have you been working on specifically? What's some stuff? I know you have a rink to your access, but what are some like specific things that you're kind of working on to get to like a higher level?
Well, before, I think I worked on my shot probably too much when I should have spent more time on skating. But I was just skating every day, which helped my game all around because I was always on the rink and always doing something. I worked on my shot a lot, and now after playing in Pama Pro, I'm definitely working on like my first 3 steps and my skating and better turns, better stride is what I'm working on right now.
speaking
Right
of
on.
your turns and strides. I know you're using the Marsblade. I seen your Marsblade interview. Can you give us a little thoughts and your thoughts about the Marsblade and how they've helped improve your game?
Yeah, those Mars blades, they're definitely something they they really do it really is a difference from a normal chassis, and it really helps get those tighter turns or like helps you on a long stride. I think I used H5 T8 setting, which doesn't have a lot of toe movement, but has that heel movement for when I'm making a sharp turn or a stop and starting.
And Griff, were like you an ice guy before, or do you still play a lot of ice?
No, I've never played
That's
ice.
a roll, dude. That is
Just
Mr. Dangles. He
straight
only
roller.
plays roller. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
crazy.
can't ice skate.
Good.
Okay, so that's great. So as a
I'm
traditional
sure
roller,
you can. Sorry, I should be
That's where I was
laughing.
going
I'm
with
sure
it.
you
Yeah,
can.
as a traditional roller guy.
player, you found the Marsblade to be more benefit to your game.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot more than a regular chassis would be.
Nice. That's awesome. And how long did it take you to kind of like feel your, find your groove? Because I know that, in our ad, we kind of talked about you can customize them. Did it take you too long to figure out, your right setting for like, the toe and heel movement?
Yeah, I tried each setting like 4 days in a row. I tried the 4 different settings, then I picked one, and it took me like 3 days after that to get used to it, which isn't too long.
Yeah. Nice.
Probably even last like 1 or 2 days.
So what are you rocking the whole entire Marsblade, like the boot that comes on it, or what are you rocking? What's your setup?
Yeah, I have the whole boot and the chassis, the Marsblade boot and the Marsblade chassis.
Not a big deal, huh?
kind of wheels you got?
Yeah.
Konixx pulsars.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Nice.
I think
Alright.
those are the most underrated wheels in the game.
You think they're the most
Alright.
underrated?
Yeah,
Okay.
like not too many guys in pro are using them, but I think hands down the best wheels I've used.
Do you have the pulsars that got misprinted on the Konixx Pure X's?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, those are sick.
Well, I had the ones with the with the PRX color, but they're actual pulsars.
What?
Like
You
they're
got the
pulsar
opposite.
wheels,
That's
just PRX color.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what-
You
yeah.
you have the Pure
Yeah, I
X
have those
wheel with
ones.
the Pulsar decal
Yeah.
because there was a weird
Yeah.
misprint and they went on skates and they weren't supposed to. Anybody who wants to just DM Konixx Hockey and they'll give you the lowdown on it. So.
We're great.
No, just mess with you, Griff.
Griff, you went to all 3 tournaments. You went to tours, correct?
Yeah, I did.
You went to tours. You went to NARCh. You went to State Wars. God knows where else you went. You went to
Can I
Legend.
just say
Let's
something
go
about
State
Griffin
Wars.
Tours real quick? But like kind of very ironic and very funny. I saw Griff like 3 days leading up to me playing pro. And God love you, Griff, because you just love roller hockey. Griff asks me every day because I'm coaching. He goes, "You excited to play yet? Like, you ready to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. We played Ringster first. I hope I'm in there." Like every day.
Griff loves it, dude. He's making sure you were ready, Kev. He's
I
making
played
sure
one
that-
game in Tampa Bay and I got mercied by Ringster. And
Well,
Griff
that's not-
every day leading up to that moment was just like, "You ready to play? You excited to play?" And I'm like,
We
"Yeah,
got
dude,
to
I'm
him."
super pumped."
Yeah, I
know.
mean, it
was
wasn't
just
really your
ironic.
fault,
No,
to
I
be
know it wasn't
fair.
Griff's fault. It was just so ironic. It was so funny. Because Griff loves it. Griff knows the players in the game. And he's like, "You ready to go? You excited? Like, you ready to have fun?"
Griff's the man.
Griff's the man. No, Griff's the man.
Man,
It was
dude.
so funny. It's just so funny how that worked out, too. I played one game in Tampa Bay and got dimed. And every day, Griff asked me, "You ready to go?"
Yeah, some of those goals weren't your fault though. I watched.
Hey,
I would say
appreciate
about
that.
8 of them were your fault.
I-
You're
I-
getting shelled, buddy.
I'll give myself like I let in 7. I'd say 5 of them weren't. I'll say 2
All
of them
7
were
weren't your
definitely
fault.
mine.
None of them. Don't take fault for any.
Griff,
All right.
okay, Rob was asking. Sorry, Griff. What?
Griff,
had
you
a
went
hell-
around the whole entire world. What was your favorite moment of the summer?
Ooh, that's a tough one to pick.
I think I know it.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Let it fly, Griff. Come on, let it fly, kid.
I don't know.
Griff
Getting
was
the score. Oh, score against Black Ice. That's definitely the best.
scoring your first goal in Pama
First-
Pro.
First pro goal ever.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Winning Legends
congratulations.
Pro's up there too. That's probably my number 2.
And guess what?
First pro win, first pro goal. Those are top 2.
I think I told you if you score in pro, you're coming on the next pod after. You're on it.
True to our word.
Yep. To our word. Hey, Griff, we appreciate you for joining,
A
dude.
man's only as good as his word. Good job, Rob.
True.
Dude, that's what I try to do here.
Griff, you're the man.
Yeah. Hey,
Thank you.
again, people, griffhockey.com. Check it out. Check the sticks out. If you want to know more, follow him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Just Instagram.
We'll figure out an Instagram. We'll figure out a Twitter for you. We'll get Twitter going. But he has Instagram. Check it out. DM him if you want to know more info.
Salt Creek Sports Center. Tell Mr. and Mrs. Kluzek we said hello.
Yeah, tell your parents we
Sounds
said
good.
hey. They're awesome for taking you around the whole entire world this whole
No
summer.
kidding.
So hats off to them.
Hockey
I had a
Parents of the
company
Year.
paying for me going to all the tournaments. You just they're out of pocket. You're just a cost.
He has a company too. It's called Griff
Yeah, it's
Hockey.
true.
Griff
What are
Hockey.
you talking about?
Hockey was paying for those tournaments.
There you
Nice.
Oh,
There you
There we
go.
go, Griff.
Balling,
This
dude.
guy's
Yeah.
a corporation already, man.
go. Yeah. Well, Griff, thank you for joining, man. We'll
See you, dude.
we'll get you back on soon.
Good to see you, Griff.
Yeah.
We'll see you, buddy. All righty, boys. We're buzzing along. I think the next one we got is
Bomber.
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 You want an intro to this one?
Who, me?
Yeah, or do you want me to?
I'll get the kid on.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to send him the link?
I sent him the link. He has it. He should be joining. Boys, I want to talk about something real quick before we bring Bomber on real quick. How about NHL putting logos on their jerseys for sponsorship ads? And
Yeah.
I know everyone saw the picture of Evander Kane. You know, I think a hockey collective put it out there.
Swing and a miss.
Did you see what they put like as the logo, as his like the sponsor ad?
MGM.
Yeah, I thought that was
Bet
hilarious.
MGM.
Bet
Yeah.
MGM.
I thought that was
Maybe it
absolutely-
was like just a little shot at him.
I'm sorry, and excuse my language for everybody watching, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you're betting on
Guy's
your
a
teams like that,
scumbag.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. Bomber, what's up? Hold
Hey,
on one
what's
moment.
going on?
Bomber.
Finishing a thought.
What's
I'm
good?
not a fan of it. I think it's going to make it look very, and I'm probably get a little heat for like European. I mean, it's going to look very European and very tacky when like the NHL has always been very like traditional, very authentic, very like, just kind of nose to the grindstone. And now I feel like it's more of like selling out, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's more money, it's more revenue, it's more income. And at the end of the day, that's all it's about. But
It
it's
started on their helmets and now
oh
it's
man,
jerseys.
I can dig the helmets. I don't mind the helmets, but like on the jersey, I think we're crossing boundaries that should have been established. Like regardless, find other ways within the broadcast in the game to put ads in. Don't put it on the jerseys.
Well, Bomber, welcome to the pod. You just walked into our little talk about putting sponsorships on the NHL jerseys. Do you have any comment on that, or have you seen that coming out?
Yeah, I kind of read that today. Kind of with Dwyer on that, kind of tacky.
Yeah.
I mean, but whatever, it's money in their pockets, right? So
Yeah, I think
You
it's
look
about
good.
recouping some of that revenue, man.
You look good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, no, just
happy to hear
just
it.
coming along. Yeah, no, it's good. How are you guys?
Well, I'm doing well, gents.
Oh, we're doing great. We're wheeling along here. Glad that you can
Living it
join
up.
us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, just like 15 minutes outside Edmonton.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, Bomber, I had the pleasure of playing with you. Like, I really for the first time this year. I played against you a handful of times, but we got you on the Konixx fold, and we're very happy we did. It was kind of your first time playing in like a year and a half, like 2 years, like the tournament kind of circuit of things. How was it with the new team? How'd you feel?
Yeah, no, like
Dude, you can be honest, even though Dwyer's here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
let
take
it
this
fly.
hat off and I'll take the headphones off if you want. I mean, that guy behind me sucks.
is Nick tuning in or what?
if he knows what's good for him, I don't know.
No, it was awesome, man. No, a bunch of good guys. Like playing against you guys, always tough games, always battles. And once you guys wanted me to come play, I was like, it's kind of a no-brainer. You guys play a lot of the tournaments and got, I mean, introduced to a really good group of guys, and it was a lot of fun.
Was there any adjustment for you? I think it was NARCh was your first tournament with them. Was there any adjustment you had to, do with any of the guys, or did it kind of just, gel right away?
I think with like playing with Purcell from Border Cats, we kind of just had our own thing going on, and then it was just reading off everybody. I mean, more or less, it was just eating some shots for Dwyer so he could get the best goalie, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what Konixx does best.
We
They do.
get it now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No,
They eat
Konixx
pucks.
eats.
They are
You-
hungry every game.
I was gonna say you also had some familiar faces with you. With Hendo, you had Rockman as well. So and Herder, right? So how much did that help having those fellow Canadian boys with you?
Yeah, it was kind of weird because we had like a total different team from NARCh to Pama Pro, and having those boys, it's the familiarity, and it's a lot easier for the guys to adjust to hanging out with each other, being in the locker room, everybody. There's no like little cliques with like the boys, so it was awesome, and I'm glad they could come because getting across the border was kind of difficult with like the COVID tests and having to deal with all that stuff. So.
Is
There's
that
this-
something you can maybe give us a little insight on, or some of the people that might not know like what you guys had to do to like actually get to come play roller? Can you give a little insight on that, like what you guys had to do?
Yeah, so we just had to do like a 3-day, like 72-hour COVID test, pay out of pocket for it, and just have proof of it when you fly, and
Okay.
then like, through customs too, and then also on the way back. So like when we're in Cali, had to do it, and then also St. Louis had to do it on the way back too. So
Jeez.
kind of a pain when you get there for a few days, and then like you're looking forward to playing, but then that's also in the back of your mind, like I got to find a spot where I can get a test. So
Yeah.
kind of weird, but it's all good.
Yeah, if
So-
traveling for hockey wasn't hard enough with the bags and the sticks, just throwing a couple COVID tests and customs and geez, kudos to you guys for making the trip. I mean, there's
Seriously.
the only handful of you, a handful of you
Glover,
guys who were
too.
able to make it, right? Like it's crazy. And I remember, for talking to Hendo, he's my boy. So he was telling me he had to stay extra days and stuff, like all sorts of stuff. So he was like texting me like pictures that's on bar in St. Louis. I was like, dude, be careful where you are in St. Louis, dude. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm looking over my shoulders. I don't think anybody would mess with Hendo anyway. He's a beast.
So what was it like playing on that steel mat rink with that steel mat puck? I know it's kind of a new thing from what a lot of the roller tournaments have been using. What was your thoughts on that?
No, it's fast. It was really good. I mean, from what everybody else was saying too, is probably the best floor they've played on with that puck. So it kind of seemed like a little bit of ice hockey with the way the puck floated along the floor. But
Okay.
yeah, it was really cool.
How was that? How did you like that atmosphere? I mean, I felt like every game there was, fans, in the building and, getting to play on that main rink. How was that?
Well, I know everybody was coming to watch the Konixx boys, so it was always packed house for Warmies a little bit. No, but
Yeah,
it
we
was good. It was
Played
good.
after
Like, it was-
Alkaline or
yeah.
Marsblade a lot.
Yeah, right? You got the reason.
Marsblade a couple times.
We had a tough schedule to begin with, so we had all the top teams. So everybody wanted to come watch them, but then they're like, "Oh, well, look at these Konixx boys,"
Oh, they got the
I
nice.
said to Nick before the tournament, I said, "What'd you do to Tim to get this schedule? Like, come on here. Yeah, Pama, Black Ice, like Ringster, Mudcats. Let's go."
11:20 p.m. Practice time
Oh,
Thursday
I had
night.
We were like on our practice and we're like looking around. We're like, I don't think they're coming to this 11:20 slot because we were the 10:40. I was like, all right,
You
well, I
guys
guess
switch
we
with the Roadrunners, Kev, or you guys?
They like comboed. You guys combined.
Listen, I saw Bomber and I was not happy that night because God love Nick. He didn't really communicate to Charlie and I exactly what he had wanted, what his plans were. I had coached all day. I think Charlie got in earlier that day. And yeah, the Roadrunners had like not a lot of guys showing up. And so Nick was like, if you guys are here and you want to come skate, like come skate. And we had talked about doing power play stuff and everything like in the later practice. But Charlie and I both went to like the 9:20 Roadrunners slot.
Oh,
So when I got done practicing, I got out of the rink. I tried finding food and I could not find food for like an hour. I had to settle for QT, which is a gas station. I had to settle for a couple rollers. I'm in line after an hour of trying to find food and it's raining, I'm pretty sure. And Nick calls me and he's like, hey, like, are you or Charlie coming to the skate? And I was like, no, I asked you if I needed to come to the second skate, if I went to the first one. And you told me, you're a vet. You don't have to. Wasn't communicated to Charlie, I guess. So he's calling me and I'm at QT checking out and trying to eat food for the first time in like 6 hours that day. And he's like, well, we need one of you here. So I haul ass over to the rink. I'm not far away, but I get over there and I walk in. And lo and behold, God love him, Clay Taylor is helping the boys out and he's standing in net.
attendee. There we go.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of still like incensed. Like I've got a championship to coach in the morning. Like what? Clay's here. Like, am I needed? And I walked up to Nick. I'm like, what's the deal? And he's like, yeah, like you got to get dressed. I'm like, fucking God. So like I get dressed and all it is for like 40 minutes. Like by the time I get dressed, 40 to 30, it's just power play. I'm just doing power play.
And
I'm just
shelled.
on the PK. Yes. Yes. And then after like, and then it's like 10 to 12 minutes of like 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 and like Rockman. It's the first time I'm like formally meeting Rockman. He comes in, he's like, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. How you doing? I'm Rockman. I'm like,
It like blow one past your ears.
I'm like,
real
hey
quick.
man, Dwyer. Like
Kev just with the attitude.
I was pissed. I was such a grumpy Gillis. I texted the boys right after and I said, look, I'm sorry, I'm a Krabby Patty. I'm hungry, I'm tired. I gotta get up in the morning. And the boys loved it, but like legit, I was just like, I'm sorry, but I was not planning on skating at 11:20 and getting up at 6:30. So
Yeah.
You're a
I
trooper,
felt
Kev.
bad. I felt
Yeah.
bad. Bomber was like, "What's up, bud? How are you?" And I'm like, I hadn't seen Mac in a year and a half or a year, and Mac's like, "What's up, Tweez?" And I was just this freaking sourpuss.
Okay, you'll get over it, I'm sure. So
I got over it quickly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bomber. Sorry
yeah,
to take
this-
your
we
limelight.
got him on to interview him, but yeah, we'll Bomber. You played in the Anchor Cup this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So that's just a local tournament up in Canada. It was a prize too, right? It was for cash.
Yeah, it was up in the Langley.
Can you explain kind of what that is for some of the people that might not know what it was? I mean, there's some big names that were playing.
Yeah, so I think last year, because of what was going on with COVID, it got organized and a bunch of guys came from Ontario. There was a Manitoba team. This year there was a Quebec team, and more or less just a couple Vancouver, like the island with Victoria, and just basically like a glorified men's league with a lot of good players, and everybody gets to see each other and without having to go across in the States and play the other tournaments. So it was pretty cool, and it was awesome that it was organized again, because it's a good time, and take a few extra days, go with the girlfriend, go do some salmon fishing, and go do some nice hikes on the ocean. So I mean, like that stuff adds up too, right?
There we go.
Yeah, that area is like beautiful from what I understand, like just woods and everything, right?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's sick. Who was
So
go
I was gonna
ahead.
say you played with like Garb and Herder, right? They were on your team.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then I had a quick question about this. I'm not sure if you can answer, but the team that won, the Blazers, did they have 5 brothers on that team? Do you know the Villi? Are they all brothers?
I'm positive they're all brothers. Yeah.
Holy crap. I thought like maybe one was a cousin at least, like 5 brothers. And I think 4 of the 5 went to Trinity Western from what I was like looking up. So that's pretty wild that they had like 5 brothers on the same team. I just had to get that, like, that air cleared there.
Yeah, and they're good. They're good set of brothers, and they were the team to beat.
I mean, you guys,
Like
you guys had a stacked team though. I mean, your team was sick. How'd you guys lose them in the semis?
I don't even know. Like playing 3 games a day before. Like
That's true. That's true.
gas, going out for beers after. I don't know, excuses, but
Yeah.
no, they're a good team.
I mean, obviously, it's a pretty good tournament. Then there's a lot of talent.
Yeah, every game was competitive. Like from pretty much the whole league. There's like a younger team, and then even the team from Montreal was pretty competitive.
Yeah,
So
the Ducks.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. Do you guys do anything fun out there with the boys other than I know you said you went salmon fishing? Do you guys do anything else out there?
Not much really. No, just kind of just hanging out, enjoying each other, just having some beers and some dinner after every night. But yeah, for the most part, it was just some of those hikes and the salmon fishing. We went out to Port Renfrew, so it was just right on the coast and just unbelievable. Never been salmon fishing, so just reeling in a couple 30-pounders. It was nice.
Ooh. I was just gonna ask, like, what was the biggest fish caught? Do you know?
They have like some huge halibut out there, but no, we just got we went out early in the morning before we had to leave and caught a couple. So a couple 30-pounders.
So is that on Vancouver then? In Vancouver?
That's on the island, like near Victoria.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. That's sick. That is so sick.
Sounds like we have to make an RDN trip out there once everything opens back up. I mean,
Absolutely.
just for like the atmosphere alone, it sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. It's a nice thing to do when you're playing roller hockey too.
Absolutely. Is the North Shore Inline Hockey League, is that close to you? Is that near you at all, or is that pretty far?
That's in BC too.
That's
So,
in
like,
BC.
Yeah, so I think they're like 40 minutes apart from each other. But
Okay.
I mean, they got like that Kent Johnson and Bedard playing in there too. So it's like if you got so many variety of like guys in one area, it's pretty crazy that there's like no team that's actually joined and kind of came to the States at one point. Like,
Yeah. Do you did you play in that league at all? Or have you played in that league at all in the past?
no, I haven't at all. It's kind of the first time I knew it was there, but like it is with all these extra players playing in it that are like sick, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they could come over and come to State Wars or do whatever.
Yeah. No, that'd be sick. That'd be I mean, there's the talent out there, just like in that region where you guys are, is just it's insane. I mean, it's just sick.
So you said you're just outside of Edmonton, which is Alberta, right? And so Is it like a flight over to Vancouver? Is it a drive over to Vancouver?
Yeah, like it's like an hour and a half flight, and like it was like a 14-hour drive. I think
Okay.
last year we did. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice. And you guys,
Well-
I'm assuming you flew.
Yeah, I flew this year. Last year we drove. Just
Okay.
kind of experienced, take a whole little mini vacation.
Oh my god, I can only imagine
It's a pretty
driving through
beautiful
like
landscape.
yeah.
Yeah, like Jasper and like that area, and then coming into like the Highway 1, so like the Coca-Cola and all that stuff. It's pretty sick.
Dope.
You're
Now-
just driving along like mountains and cliffs and like the oceans like right there and oh god.
Kev
I
wants
can
to
only
go.
imagine.
Yeah,
I
Kev-
do.
Kev's
I
there
want
mentally
to
right
go
now.
to BC for a long time, man. I
That's-
wanted to go to BC for
I was
a long
supposed to
time.
go in September. I'm so pissed. I was supposed to go out to BC in September,
That sucks.
but
I'm
obviously
sorry.
with everything going on, we're gonna have to wait.
Bomber, what was your favorite part of this summer? Getting to finally come to the States and everything.
I think it was NARCh, like just getting to know the boys and meeting everybody. I think I had a really good time. Just kind of took me with open arms, so it was pretty sweet. And like obviously getting to travel for the first time in like a year and a half, that also was like, this is awesome. And then obviously Irvine Rink is like whatever every Canadian kid thinks about roller hockey in the States, or like outdoor rink kind of thing. Like, and I thought it was so sick 'cause it was my first time there. So I was like,
really?
That's
This-
awesome.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
what was your thoughts on Irvine? Obviously, you said it was the best part of the summer, but you like that rink?
Yeah, I mean, other than like being blazing hot in the afternoon there, but the night was, I thought it was so wicked. Just outside, and like just you could just roll on right out the rink and out down to the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah,
It's like it's just a crazy atmosphere. Like you'll always remember your first time at Irvine, right? Like that's something that'll just like hold the place, as corny as it sounds, like in your heart. Like it's just how
Yeah.
it is.
100%.
All right, now a quick question. And I don't know if you know the answer to this, but are you guys is Canada planning on playing in the World Championships over in Italy?
Yeah, yes, they are.
And are you going, or do you not know yet?
I don't know if I'm supposed to release any information yet, but
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll leave it
Okay.
at that.
You want to give like a little tip or like a little RDN? Like, no, Kev says no. Kev's like, you're not even playing for Team Canada. Like,
you can't. No, you know what?
let
Like,
me
I
let me
don't-
just ask a question. Let me ask a
All
question.
right.
I'm not gonna
All
put him in.
right.
I might.
Don't put him in a pretzel, man. He won't
I
come
have
back.
seen. I will say I have seen a roster. I don't know if this roster is right, but if it is, are some of the names that we have been talking about on there? That's all you can say, yes or no.
Yes.
That's all I need to know.
Fair enough.
That's all I need to know. Well,
Okay.
See,
I
hey,
want-
we're breaking barriers here at
that's-
RDN.
yeah. Breaking news. We're live.
no,
I wanted
people
to
have sent
bring
it
up-
already.
That's true. I wanted to bring up. We mentioned before you and Eric played with the Border Cats. It was very, very shocking news to hear about Koleski. I'm not sure how many years you played for the Border Cats. I never played for him. I crossed paths with him many times, and I know how important and how, amazing and kind of like instrumental he was to Detroit and hockey in Michigan. With your time playing with the Border Cats and stuff, I mean, is there anything you can say about Matt, or like any like good stories to like remember him by, or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, like what can I say? Like everybody said it. He was one of the OGs of roller hockey, right? And from my time knowing him, and I went through some personal stuff, and he would just call me out of the blue, and that just kind of spoke to his character, how just amazing of a person he was, and like how genuine he was. And I mean, his heart was just too big, he couldn't have any more love for everybody. So yeah, he was, as most people know, he was an amazing person, and he'll be missed for a long time.
Absolutely, couldn't say it better. I thought it was pretty cool what they did at State Wars. Have that little decal at every red line of Koleski. So and all the Border Cats, they changed their name to Koleski Border Cats. So I thought that was awesome. So hats off to Tim and Greg for doing that at State Wars too. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no worries.
Boys, well, Bomber, thank you for joining.
we're gonna have to get you back on here. Hopefully talk about some more things. I
Did
think we
you?
know-
I'm sorry. I feel like we're just shortchanging a little bit. Did you go? Did you go out with any of the boys in California or anything like that, or were you just kind of like after the games in the hotel and stuff? Or
Yeah, I think we just kind of had that little suite with like the Tui brothers and like Linder, and
okay,
yeah, and Aldrich. Yeah, so it was kind of cool. Like we just hang out together, right, and get to know them that way.
yeah.
Where was Aldi at Pama?
He.
Is
I
that
think we'll have
something?
to bring. I think we'll have to bring him on for him to explain himself. I think he's at a point where like.
All right, he can. We'll
I
bring
don't
him
know.
on and we'll
He's-
talk about that. Yeah.
I'm not going to put words in his mouth or anything. But how cool was that bib that we had down in the city, downtown?
Kev loves
I
the
was just
bib.
gonna mention that thing. Oh my gosh, the House of Horrors.
Well,
Let me hear your walkthrough of it as we walk in and stuff. I'd love to hear Bomber's perspective.
You know when like the girl or the guys running in a horror scene and they run into like a building and they're like looking for stuff and they go in and it's really creepy. That's kind of how we walked into it. Just the dark,
Jeez,
like
it was like a Friday the 13th movie.
yeah.
Okay, and
Texas
boys
Chainsaw Massacre.
and girls listening, like this is like downtown. This is like across the street from like the AB factory, the Anheuser-Busch factory, like in St. Louis. And so a lot of people have a perception of St. Louis and it's like terrible. And the street we turn on, there's just truck yards. There's just semi-truck yards. And you basically are like driving to the river and you stop like a mile before the river. And it's just like this house, like this building that's got like 2-3 floors. And
The last house on the left.
yeah.
in a sense, last house on the
Sounds
right.
creepy,
Last
dude.
house on the right.
It's wild.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, just since we're talking about places we stayed in St. Louis, the hotel we stayed at, for some reason, and at night they left all the rooms open. So I guess this is kind of a funny story. Like they would just leave
left
the
all
doors.
the rooms open.
They like leave after they clean them, they would put like a hanger in the door. And the last night, I was like, screw it. I just like took the hanger out and I just slept in a random room on the last night by myself. So I didn't have to share a bed.
What
So-
hotel were you in? Where were you at?
We were at a Hilton.
What?
It was a Marriott. It was a Marriott near the airport. So
St. Louis?
yeah, in St. Louis, like we were literally next to the airport. So yeah, it was like bizarre. So I just
You just had a like picking of what room you wanted to stay in that evening?
we were
going
walking
down
back
this-
up. So it had like a pretty nice hotel bar and stuff. And we're walking up and I'm like seeing all these rooms open and I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna hop in when I just like shut the door, put the latch on in case like anybody tried coming in.
Yeah.
Got under the covers, put some South Park on, just passed right out within 30 seconds. That was
Wow.
it. It was kind of like my last night. Since we were talking about places we stayed that were weird, figured I had to
That's
throw it out there.
wild.
Yeah, it was bizarre, man.
Did you get to enjoy a happy hour at Embassy?
I did not, but I got to enjoy Ameristar the last night. I didn't go to bed. We went to Ameristar, played some blackjack at Ameristar, got super drunk, and then made my flight in the morning. Straight from Ameristar.
That's a good equation.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was phenomenal.
Having fun the night before you leave and making your flight is like the best equation you can.
I've learned from Cody Bovey how to make my flights. How not to, I'd call him, but how to, I don't follow his rules. So.
Well, and to Bombers, what he's saying about like how like kind of crazy it was, like once you got in certain spots, it wasn't as crazy.
Yeah.
But like it is weird when you first walked in, it was like a keypad, you got to open it up, and there's just like a black strip that like you follow. And
Is it
then
like
you
a huge
follow it.
loft, like an industrial loft kind of thing?
In a sense, like a family owned it, I think, for like catering purposes and like maybe like a little bit of like a wedding hall. But then they also like lived on the third floor and they rented out like the second floor, which is where we were at.
They were
And
like
so-
staying there.
They brought us a bowl of fruit.
Cool.
Did they make you like dinner
These-
and like breakfast?
No.
These poor
Okay.
Canadian guys like came into the like, what is this team doing to us? They're
Yeah.
trying to like
Okay.
kidnap us.
So coolest thing, and what's so funny is we didn't even utilize it. Coolest thing, you walk in, once you get through like your Black Arrow and before you get up to like upstairs and stuff, there's like a game room. They had shuffleboard. They had a pool table. They had ping pong. I believe they had air hockey. And then outside of that area, and there's like a little bar there, but like nobody's there or anything. But like if we wanted to go play bartender, like we could. But it's like a little wedding hall type spot. And these boys, the first day, they found like one of those giant industrial fans, like one of those big fans. And so like one of the first messages I get is like, boys, we got an air out spot. And I was just like, okay, we'll see how this works. I bring my stuff in, and sure as shit, like there is a giant fan and like a pool of hockey equipment laid out in front of the fan. And it was like, all right, like this is pretty dope. Like you don't stay at a bib and you've got a whole area, not just a room, like an
Why don't
area.
you call it Airbnb? You just keep calling it.
I was
bib.
like, what is he calling?
Don't worry about it. That's the lingo.
I know,
It's the bib.
I know. It's the Rollerpedia.
So then you lay your stuff out, you get done with your game after driving 35 minutes. It was a bit of a drive. You get done driving, you go throw your stuff in front of the fan, then you come upstairs, and then you're in this like beautiful loft that had these floating beds that the boys took down from the floaters. They were getting seasick trying to sleep. It was a little weird.
What do you mean?
The
like you were,
kitchen,
like, just hanging?
dude, they were like 2 feet off the ground. And they're like hanging by like ropes and like a little like metal like
Sounds like a little weird.
Like a
place.
hammock. It's almost like
a little bit.
Sounds like a little like the place you're staying is a little weird now. Hanging.
It was really weird leaving the last day, and those beds were like up because the whole time I was there, they were on the ground. And the last day, like they were put up, and it was like, okay, that's a little different. But the loft was sick. Bomber had his own room. Me, Mac,
no big deal.
and Glover. Me, Mac, and Glover. We split the bunks. Tui had his own little rollout. I think did Hendo sleep in the closet?
Yeah.
That
Hendo
is such
slept.
a Hendo move that
I
he like
know.
vampired it in the closet.
Dude,
probably.
he did. It was wild. I remember like opening the closet and just kind of like scoping everything out, and it was like,
I've ruined with
somebody's right in
Hendo
there.
before. It's like just supplements, a couple pieces of clothing, and Hendo, and that's it. Like the dude's got more supplements for 3 days than I've taken an entire 365. So
we had a nice kitchen. Some boys had their own room. I made a little meal the last night for the boys. Probably wasn't my best work, but I just wanted to make a meal for the boys.
Awesome.
So
It was better than Purcell slamming back tacos for breakfast.
Purcell. What was he doing?
Day one Friday.
Bunching on tacos.
Day one Friday, we went to the store and got a bunch of stuff. And Purcell's like, let's just make tacos. And like, Bomber
Phelps would have
like,
loved that. He was
Hendo-
staying
yeah,
there.
he said his mouth was drooling when he read the group text. But like Bomber and Hendo and Rockman were like tacos, like ground, like greasy ground beef, like. And Purcell and I, we just crushed some tacos, and I took a little like siesta, and these guys were like, let's go, we're ready to go. But it was great. It was a great interaction. Everybody had plenty of elbow room and space. The Airbnb was like, I think one of the best parts of the tournament, honestly, for our group. Like, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was great.
It was fun at the end. Yeah. Just creepy the first night, and you didn't know what was going on. And then, the 6 a.m. drilling into the wall, but the construction going on.
Wait, this needs its own podcast. This place, this House of Horrors,
This
like
house just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah,
Floating
like
beds. Like,
Rob, you need to grab like the Last House on the Left movie trailer poster and like
memes,
crop everyone's face in there, just like
I
different
should.
areas, because that's what it sounds like. This is wild.
man, that's funny. That's hilarious. That's awesome. All right, boys. Well, Bomber, thank you again for joining. This has turned into actually a pretty hilarious ending to the pod. So, thanks for joining. We'll have to get you back on, talk about some more stuff. But yeah, it was good to talk to you and see some Canadians in playing some Pama Pro and NARCh again. It was nice to see your faces and seeing you guys will. And I got to say, Konixx, you guys looked good. You guys looked better than you guys have probably the last 5 years. And I think it tests to the couple additions you guys got. So it was cool to see you willing again down here.
Yeah, no, appreciate everything. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Everybody loves it. You're growing the game pretty good. So we love it up here. And yeah, we'll talk soon, boys.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
man.
night.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
Bomber, best to your family, bud. Good to see you.
Thanks.
See
Thanks,
you,
boys.
buddy.
All right, boys. Well, that's the last guest.
That was actually pretty, Kev, like you being on Bomber's team, like just made that so much more
love
funny
Kev.
because
I think he was a little reserved. I didn't want to like completely take over, but he wasn't like going into detail, and I was just like, all right, I'll just walk everybody through like how this
he's
Airbnb
such a
was.
humble guy in general.
He is. He
I don't
is.
know how many times you told me at the tournament, just called it the bib, and we weren't even talking about anything. Yeah, the bib. The bib. I think you just wanted to say the bib more than you wanted to say anything. You just want to say the word the bib.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. I think that's Tommy Toohey.
Tommy
thing.
Toohey. I was gonna say
Toohey
Tommy.
and a couple of the boys that
What's
started.
one of the other
lingo.
words that he's kind of like he came up with? What's the other word? I mean, not like came up with, but he kind of just like kept putting in the roller world. You know, like people started using it more. Good roller.
The lot, good roller.
The lot.
The lot's pretty well known these days.
Do a rollerpedia.
Good roller for sure.
That's an idea.
And then you just got to be like close to the boys and on the squad to hear like nicknames of other teams. That just it's a little play on words and it's funny.
We'll get him to come in for that.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well,
for sure. Hey,
this was our
first live show.
Yeah, first live show,
Well done,
boys.
fellas.
thank
Boys got
you.
some nooners. I haven't seen them take a drink of them for an hour. So,
Well,
I've been drinking them the whole time.
thank you to I think there's 10 people watching now, but thank you to everyone that has watched our first, kind of video version. Would love the feedback, send us a DM, let us know what you think. We're going to be doing this weekly. This is going to be a Tuesday night weekly thing at 6 p.m. We're going to try to do, just kind of bring you a video version. We'll also try to include, videos like, share our screen so you guys can see YouTube videos and everything. So just want to say I really appreciated everyone that has tuned in and watched this. Thanks to our sponsors. We wouldn't be where we were without them. Canadips. There we go. Fuel Hunt and Marsblade. Check them all out and, shout out to them too for, all the support they give us and the support they give the roller world. So, yeah.
And thanks to, for Rob for hopping on last minute, Grif and Bomber as well. That was definitely unexpected with the Rob thing, which turned out being awesome too. So
well, we're going to get Perry and George Brown on here next week as well too. They just had some technical difficulties.
Knuckleheads.
To join in, but Perry and
we need George on here.
Yeah, George called it. He said, "I'll see you guys back on the podcast as a Thor's Pro champion." And sure enough, we'll see him. So we'll see you next week, boys.